And here's some extra credit opportunities for those of you who have the extra time, want to learn some more. The grid system, the CSS3 grid module is mentioned in your textbook. And I have given you in the resource folder some files to download to use with this grid module. To complete this extra credit, you will go into the textbook, read about the grid module through those pages, and complete exercises 6.4 and 6.5. You have the HTML document I've given you to use, and you should make an appropriate project folder and root folder and so on. Inside the root folder, you should download those things. Of course, you should name them appropriately, so we've kind of been doing. And leave that all up to you. I think you can figure it out at this point. And you have the, and I want you to use my file, okay, which is a little different, but you won't notice the differences. But still, I want you to use the file I give you to download, and not use any file you download from anywhere else. And you're going to follow through those pages and do those instructions and work it out yourself. And I'm not going to give you much else other guidance on this because it is extra credit, and you're learning about grid, which is a much newer way to organize layout on pages. And you will, depending on how you do, you'll get extra credit as is shown here. And as I've mentioned before, extra credit doesn't really show up on Moodle. It doesn't change your grade there, but I do the grading outside of Moodle, the final grading, and I will apply it to your final grade at that time. And then there's another one. There is the multi-column extra credit. This is not even in your textbook at all. In fact, there's a number of things that didn't fit in your textbook. It's a big enough textbook, I know, but there's more and more stuff she gives you. You go to this link, and you'll see that there's a supplemental articles, right? In fact, if you want to do any of these things like border images, or I suppose this floating example here, you want to work on any of those things and show me what you've done, sure, please go ahead and do them. But what we're really interested in having you do, if you have the time, is a multi-column layout, which is another whole big area. And this is a chapter, essentially, that she's given you, which if you download it, if you look at it, it'll look like this. It's a full chapter on this multi-column and how it works. And I'm suggesting, I got to go back to find the exercise, that you make that bigger. You use that chapter, read through. There's no actual exercise in there, but you have to kind of make up your own exercise. Make up your own extra credit file and use made up text if you wish, or I suggest you might want to go use, well, a traditional thing you would use is lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum, I'll go to loremipsum.com, is a dummy text which has been around since the 1500s, all right? So you can actually just select this text, or more likely what you will do is you will actually generate some. You say, I need 20 paragraphs, whatever, and I generate it, and I get a whole bunch of text. And I click this text, and this text, I would actually go fill in and use that dummy text in my exercise. In this case, you're going to take that text. You can read that. You're going to read here this chapter that you will download, and you will make up some of the kinds of stuff that she's doing. You make up some multi-column layouts on your own, starting with your own blank HTML document, your own project folder, your own root folder. There won't necessarily be any images necessary in this. There will be headings you'll have to make, though. And I suggest the amount of extra credit will be on how much you do. You create a basic structure, as it's described here, great. Or you want to go more complex structure, as is shown, as is described here, I'll get even more credit. And I suggest the name of it, and you go ahead and zip the root folder and put it in the extra credit. In case this extra credit folder Dropbox are both either and or both of these things. So you don't have to do these immediately. You have any time through the rest of the semester. This one would take some time, but I think it would be well worth it and be a good experience for you to give it a try.